Hello, I'm Michelle, and today I will be walking you through a tutorial for how to draw dark skin with colored pencils. When I study any skin tone, I like to lay down the foundation for what I find are the four most important colors. In dark skin, I find that they are orange, red, gray, and purple. Although these don't seem to be what the skin color look like exactly, these undertones are vital for all skin tones that you attempt to draw, but are more obvious in dark skin. The orange I will primarily use will be ochre brulee. I find this color has a neutral tone, so it's not too obnoxiously orange or overbearingly warm. The red that I will use will be Tuscan red, which has a purple tint to it, which is perfect because dark skin tends to have a lot of purple in it. The gray that I will use will be 90% warm gray. I recommend using gray in all skin tones to show shadows. And the purple that I will use will be lilac, which is cool toned and balances out the red and orange perfectly. These of course will not be the only colors that I will use, but they will lay the foundation for the other colors. The other colors that I will use will be Brune Fonts, 50% warm, henna, slate gray, 30% French gray, chocolate, white, black, and I will also be using the white and black from Faber-Castell because I find these easier to make fine lines with. So let's get started with the tutorial. I started by drawing the outline for the bottom third of the face because the main focus is the skin. As always, I begin by placing the light points of the face with white, which is why I prefer using toned paper because I don't have to worry about forgetting to leave the areas white, which is what I would have to do with white paper. It is very important for the lips to determine where the light points will catch the mouth beforehand. This will make your job a lot easier. I always recommend starting with the light colors and moving towards the darker ones, just like I am doing with ochre brulee. I will begin by laying down the four main colors that I spoke about beforehand, and then incorporate the other colors. I showed a real-time clip to emphasize how slowly I am working with my pencil. I draw with tiny strokes and make sure not to press down too harshly with that ochre brulee color. Colored pencil work is all about layering, and it is almost impossible to layer when you push down too hard at first, and more than likely you're going to end up with some waxy texture. Dark skin tones have a lot of purple in them, especially around the mouth. This lilac color is great for adding that subtle hint of purple, which is great to the skin. Now that Tuscan red will come in handy for warming up the face and adding the quintessential brownish warmth that we often associate with dark skin. Now I began using that warm gray to define some shadows. Although again, I am not pressing down too harshly because I will go over the shadows again with probably darker blacks or brown colors. Now that I have my four base colors, I will move on to other colors and attempt to get the perfect dark skin. I add different elements of reddish, brownish, and grayish colors to reach my goal. I have a wide variety of Prismacolors that I know most people don't have, so you may not have all the colors that I use. But as long as you choose colors that have those tones, you will produce a good drawing. I finally added black, which allowed me to think more clearly. Oftentimes, a face won't look like a face until you've added the nostrils and other elements that are black. I still continue to add lighter colors and layer my drawing. I cannot stress enough how important layering is, especially when you want to produce a certain type of skin. There is no one color that you will use to get realistic looking skin, so layer it well. As you can see, I'm spending a lot of time near the nose area. Now I've shifted my attention to the nose primarily, which I have left in real time. As I've mentioned in my previous video, I used to struggle with noses a lot because there are so many different shadows and highlights depending on which way the nose is pointed, so the colors are very complex. After I've drawn a base that I feel comfortable with, which is what I've already done, I like to focus on sections of the face like I am doing now with the nose. I go back and forth with different browns and reds to attempt to get a good color. If you've noticed, I pause when changing from different colors to go ahead and try to figure out which color will suit the nose the best. Picking right color choices is vital to get realistic looking skin. If you feel frustrated because you're not getting the color that you want, just remember that perfection is not attainable, but if you have patience and practice, you can get somewhere close. Now I'm going back and touching up some other places on the face. The Cupid's bow was not as vibrant as I wanted it to, so I did another layer of white. Oftentimes you can layer lighter colors if you leave room and not blend too roughly with your first layer. As you can see, I'm performing the finishing touches and going back with some of the original base colors. I left the lips for last because I find them to be one of the most satisfying places to draw, and it secures me keeping an interest in what I'm drawing. I drew the teeth first, and here's a quick tip. Teeth are never actually white. They usually have gray, blue, and yellow. Here's where the Faber-Castell pencils come in handy. For the wrinkles and glossiness of the lips, I press roughly, yes, only time I'm saying this, on the lines that I want to leave white. Then, when I go over them with other colors, they are in place and I don't have to worry about leaving space. People with dark skin have a lot of purple on their lips, and it's important to remember that. And that's my tutorial. I'm hoping to make a series and show different skin colors as well, so give this video a thumbs up if you're interested in that. As always, please feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section and check out some of my other videos if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again.